Senate Finance Committee will come to order. Thank you, members, for your indulgence on this. I think we had an excellent testimony this morning from the Department of Health and from the Hospital Association. Really great questions. I know Deputy Kelly is here, but the commissioner is with the Vice President, apparently at 3M as we speak. So that's encouraging to hear. Senator Ralph, we have Senate File 3813. Senator Benson, would you like to move that off the table, please?
Madam Chair, I move Senate File 38. I'll take 3813 off the table.
On that motion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion prevails. Senator Ralph, we have an amendment before us. It's the A7 amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, we have the A7 amendment. Did you want to move the amendment first, or should we go through it? What's the preference?
I don't think we have them passed out, do we?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, thank you, Senator Ingebrigtsen. First, we're going to go and have a reconsideration on the A2 amendment that was amended onto the bill yesterday. Senator Benson, would you like to make that motion, please?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion prevails. Now we have the A7 amendment before us. And Senator Benson, would you like to move that, please?
I'll move the A7.
And we'll get that passed out. Senator Ralph, would you like to explain the amendment?
Actually, I would like Mr. Newman to go through it. There's some stuff, and then if there are questions or some interpretations that my understanding of what's going on, then I think I'd prefer to do it that way. Thank you.
Okay, we will wait until it's passed out and everybody can see that. Senator Benson, would you like to do that, or you want Mr. Nauman to do it?
I can do the walkthrough, Madam Chair.
Senator Benson?
Madam Chair, members will see on line 1.4, we're transferring, we're not appropriating money into this fund for the full request of $20.889 million for fiscal year 20. It sits under the statute that we have in front of us, and it's specifically targeted at the SARS-CoV-2 virus and treatment of COVID-19. It's a one-time transfer, and if you look, starting on line 1.8, for purposes of this transfer, going down to line 1.10, the department will not have to meet the requirements of subsection 3. They will not have to demonstrate that there is it is already determined that they have met the requirements of subdivision 3, so they won't have to revisit every time they want to draw money. And continuing, they will not have to demonstrate compliance with subdivision 5, which is the requirement that they apply for federal money, because they have already done that as well. Because they've done that paperwork, we're not going to have them do that again. We are going to continuing down on 1.12. When the funds cancel on February 1st of 2021, any amounts that are unobligated and unexpected, $5 million will remain in the contingency account, so we don't have to do paperwork next year in refilling that account and retransfer money. Again, funds unobligated and unexpected will cancel February 1st of 2021. We'll be in legislative session, so we'll have the opportunity to make decisions.
Thank you, Senator Benson.
Madam Chair,
Senator Ralph.
Just one comment on this. Normally, in this on the statute regarding the contingency fund, there is not this return of the unused funds. But because this is limited to a specific purpose, that was the most of the driving reason for bringing the funds back, except the amount necessary to replenish what was taken out at the beginning. So this is somewhat of a departure from the statute, but it was felt that this was an appropriate fiscal approach to use of the money.
And questions, discussion on the A7 amendment? Senator Newman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to express my appreciation to the Commissioner for her patience in explaining this situation to us. And I want her to know that I have listened very hard, and I am relying on her representations as to what is necessary to move on. And I want to thank Senator Ralph for bringing the bill forward. I think Senator Ralph was the first senator, at least I was aware of, that brought this to my attention. Finally, I want to thank Chair Rosen. Chair Rosen has been very patient. I think we have revisited this bill. I think this is the third time now. And the patience and the ability to come back and talk about it and get more information that we can use in order to make a decision, at least for me, was imperative. And I'm comfortable now with what we are doing, and I do support the A7th Amendment.
Thank you, Senator Newman, and I really appreciate that. I've never really been known for my patience. By Senator Marty. But I do also want to piggyback on that, and Deputy Kelly, thank you very much for your work on this, and you've been just amazing to answer all the questions that we've had, and your patience too has been very diligent and greatly appreciated. Senator Cohen?
Madam Chair, if I could just inquire of Mr. Nauman. So I understand the A7 Amendment and what you're doing. I'm just curious if we've done something similar to this in the past with where we've had the cancellation quite this way.
Mr. Nauman?
So, Madam Chair and Senator Cohen, if the question is specific to has the legislature transferred money to the public health contingency, response contingency account and then had cancellation language in a similar mechanism, it's my understanding this is a new process relative to that account.
Senator Cohen? You good?
Just
Okay.
curious about that.
Senator Marty?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I'm glad that this is going forward with the full amount and hoping that this, we'll be lucky if this is all we have to do, but if it gets worse, I know we'll all be back again, but I think it's good to have the administration and the legislature working together on this.
Thank you, Senator Marty. Senator Nelson?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and Senator Ralph. Thank you for starting this important conversation. Many of us were having it in different hallways and over coffee, but you were the one that got this moving, and I think it's incredibly important and timely, and I do echo the thanks of the commissioner, the assistant commissioner, and certainly Chair Rosen in her diligence in. We've had 2 or 3 hearings on this. I think it's important, and I'm very comfortable with the language that we have. And I do agree with Senator Marty. The best news scenario would be that we would have funds left over that would cancel back to the general fund. But we cannot, I don't believe we can be over-prepared, and we cannot have too much information about this, and we cannot do enough for containment. And I think the dollars that we are authorizing today, or Monday on the floor, will start this in the speedy manner in which it must happen. So I look forward to helping move this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nelson. Senator Kiffmeyer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think in doing this work that we are today, I think we're realizing the urgency of the preparation. I don't think by doing this amount we know, that it's saying that it would be nice if this may be all we needed, but I think we're realistic and no, not likely to be the case. But I think we want to recognize that this amount is solid, that we can act on this and go forward with it. But it is also a matter that we are very willing to go to higher amounts should there be the need for that, and are ready to do that. But I think after hearing testimony this morning from the commissioner, that sense of the urgency of that gearing up, preparation, getting ready, doing all of that, And it's hard to go do that later on. It needs lead time, so. But I just wanted you to know, this isn't necessarily at all is the end of it. So I think that we have that clear understanding, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Kiffmeyer. Senator Ralph, final comments?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I do want to thank the people that helped me on this, my co-authors, and then especially Senator Benson for the work that she did and the groundwork in rounding up the specific numbers so that we had something very certain to work with. That was part of the problem going into this, was the uncertainty. And as I say, I can't express enough gratitude for all of the hard work that went into this, for all of the people that contributed. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Ralph. And Senator Benson, I would like to have you renew your motion, but I do want to do a special shout out to you. No one knows the amount of time that she has put into this particular issue, maybe besides me, as far as how much time you have rolled up to your sleeves. And I know that you haven't not necessarily enjoyed it, but you have really worked hard to try to figure out what is appropriate going forward. And I don't think your job is over with on this, and your ability to continue to work with all the stakeholders and all the coordinated communication that is required in a situation like this is remarkable. So, Senator Benson.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I appreciate your support in getting us through this process. This is important to get right, and no, I don't think we're done by any means. But now we all have a good level set of information so we can make better decisions going forward. And with that, Madam Chair, I'll renew my motion. Are we on the amendment or are we on the bill?
We are on the amendment.
On the amendment, I'll renew my motion on the A7.
Senator Benson renews her motion on the A7 amendment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion prevails. Senator Benson.
Madam Chair, I move that Senate File 3813 as amended be recommended to pass and placed on general orders.
Senator Benson renews her motion that Senate File 3813 as amended be recommended to pass and placed on general orders. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion prevails. Members, again, thank you very much for your indulgence and coming back. And this is very important, very historic day. So with that, the meeting is adjourned.